This conference will now be recorded.
We are now recording. We are now live. What's going on, everybody? And obviously, welcome to another episode, another weekly episode of Webinar Wednesdays. I'm your host, Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. You probably found us on Instagram, our podcast, or YouTube channel. This will be on YouTube. So again, if you're watching on YouTube, the actual recording, welcome aboard. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us and talk about some markets, right? So today's Webinar Wednesday is all about trading, all about markets, not about personal finance. So again, all the questions are gonna be based on trading, investing, and talking about macroeconomics as a whole. So let's go ahead and answer some questions. I'm ready for you guys. Type them away. What do you think about GE options? Let's start with Jay. What's going on, Jay? GE options, let's see. We have some calls on GE options. So let's take a look at a 1 hour chart here. First thing we're going to see here is what we're going to do. We're going to do our support and resistance, right? Slight resistance here, right around 1288. We broke above that. And I'm going to put my support right, really choppy. I would say 1255, if anything, short term within the 20-day chart. We're going to go and put that there. Now, looking at the GE chart, we did break above resistance. So we actually bought calls based on what we do. So we're gonna go to GE here, and we're gonna go to our options chain for this week. And you can see right up the rip the 13th, 8 cents, 45,000 in volume. I like the play. Keep in mind, you only have 2 days in order to close this out. So again, if you wanna get in first in the morning with good volume, I'm okay with it because we broke above resistance, and even after hours, we're above it. So 1289 is the key. I do think we're gonna hit 13. We may even come close. And again, you don't need to hit the strike price in order to profit from it. So I do like GE calls on this side, Jay. Good question. I know I had another question here. You're very welcome, Jay. Thanks for stopping by. Justin, no, who asked the question? It was a really good question. Giliardo. Okay, Giliardo. I'm going to butcher the name. Giliardo said, you mentioned before, Gil asked, a really good question. You mentioned before on live that not all stocks are option worthy to trade. Why? Number one, volume. If there's no volume, you're not going to get a good bid price, and your spread's going to be very wide. It's going to be very hard for you to sell those options. So again, we want the piece of paper and get rid of it fast. If we were trying to exercise our option, fine. I brought up Visa. Visa, I love the stock, by the way. Love Visa long term. Let's just take a look at Visa on a daily chart. You can see how beautiful this chart is. Up from 102 now to 147. Great stock, love the stock. But you want to take a look at the options, is absolutely brutal. There is no volume on it. So guess what? You're not gonna be able to sell your option. What's the point? Yeah, there's some 148s at 1500, but again, for the most part, it's very, very low. So again, we don't want to be the bag holder here on Visa unless you actually want to exercise your calls, which fine if that's the case. If you have one contract that's 100 shares, that's really up to you guys. So again, I won't advise it for what we do, but again, you're not going to get the volume there. Honestly, you're not going to get the volume on a Visa or a MasterCard. So we kind of stay away from it. Again, great stock. I just wouldn't trade options on it. So that's one example. Good question, Gil. I'm going to go back up and see any other questions. Let's see. Understood. Thank you. You're welcome, Gil. I had another question. Justin, I don't quite understand how Netflix valuation can be so high with the amount of cash they burn. Well, isn't that the number one question, right? They burn a lot of cash, but they are profitable. That's number one. Number two, they're also investing all their money back into the company. This is the Amazon effect. Growth. Again, what are they investing in? More media. Instead of, remember the old Netflix model, DVDs, right? Movies to actually show on streaming or TV shows or documentaries to a PBS, to a Disney, to a Fox. So they said, why don't we just create our own content with the best directors, the best showrunners, and they're going to create that content. There's no secret. I think Netflix led the way with 27 primetime Emmys, which is unheard of for an internet company. You would think, are they a tech company or a media company? They're really comparable to a Disney. So it's almost like, are they really tech? Kind of not. The valuation may be a little wild. I'll give you that for the most part. But I mean, we're going to bring up the analyze here on Netflix. And you could see just the earnings per share, 70% year over year, which is amazing. Free cash flow, 24%, pretty decent. But look at here, the ROE, return on equity, 57%. That is absolutely great. And you can see the trend line up 10, 16, 6 in 2015. And then back to 17 at 2017. I still like the stock. I'm holding stock. I own Netflix. I love it long term. If you can handle the swings, which you be able to should if you're investing, I still like Netflix long term. I have a lot of friends that owned Netflix back when it was about 100, and they've loved it ever since. Again, you could probably say the PE ratio is a little high. You know me, I'm a value guy. PE ratios, dividends, what have you. But the main thing here on Netflix, this is a growth story. So you're not expecting a lot of value here. It's a lot of valuation to the upside. What you're buying here is future growth. Are they going to invest their money in the future? And they're borrowing heavy, guys. And people will say, well, Tesla is highly valuated. Yes, it is, but they burn a lot of cash and they're not profitable. To me, that's a big red flag to me. They're not profitable. Netflix is still growing a subscriber base. Tesla, I mean, it's a great story. The only thing that would make me say don't stay away from Tesla is that they may be ripe for a buyout. I think the lower the stock price goes, a company may buy them out. Be careful. Keep that in mind. I'm not saying a merger may happen. It could happen. The one company I say that should buy Tesla tomorrow, if the stock price falls, is Apple, due to all the cash they have. And as an Apple shareholder, I do love me some dividends. I do love stock buybacks, but a Tesla Apple buyout would be an absolute dream. Let's give a heads up on Netflix. Okay, so let's take a look at next questions. Jay, how low of a drawdown is acceptable in trading options in your opinion? Do you use a stop loss? We don't use a stop loss. It is 0. If it goes to 0, we move on. But again, our win ratio is around 76 to 80%. You stick to a 40% rule, you get in, you get out. And then it helps you bring your win percentage forward. So it gets to offset those losses. Your losses are very minimal, but you have to hold on to these options because markets flip based on headlines, headline risk, everything. So again, we've had options like a Twitter or like a Netflix or a Micron, where overnight it just flipped, like a Qualcomm, where it's all red until Thursday, and Friday we just got to demand huge bite on our options and we make profit. So again, I understand where the stop loss comes in. I get it, but I'm talking about here where things flip so quickly, especially in options. Again, options is a derivative. It's not even the stock. It's just a derivative of it. So again, you're talking about demand can flow very easily based on headlines, based on profit target, price target increase, or downgrade, or a headline. So again, you may want to hold on to these. I know it may hurt in the beginning, but when you have a trading plan, the losses are already embedded, so it makes things a lot easier. If you want more information on it, the Udemy course is good question. What makes sense, but it only matter of time before I'm moving up to the competitors catch up. Justin makes a good point. I traded JD today for options. I based on my decision on the hourly chart and pre-market volume. Would you say I made a good decision? Not based on pre-market. I would want to see a lot more volume, but JD was a good play. It's a nice bounce here with the Chinese news and everything happens. So let's take a look at JD together. JD here today, and we had some JD puts the other day, and we made some money. And JD with a nice little bounce today on a Wednesday. So back from 26 to 27.5 or 27, 4.5%. Great call. I wouldn't have based it just on pre-market. I want to see volume. I want to see a resistance being broken in order to ride that wave. Good call. Just the function was a little off. Just because you were right doesn't mean you should keep doing that. I always say volume is your driver. You want to ride the wave. Don't predict, ride the wave. And a little bit of a pre-market, a little bit of a prediction. So be very careful in pre-market. Things can fall like that. Perfect example, last week, MO, Altria, same thing. When they had the e-cigarette deal where they were going to ban it or whatever, MO fell off a cliff, then bounced right back. I'll show you the chart. This is Altria Group, and you can see right here, pre-market, down here, then floated right back up. Took out all the shorts. Be very careful in pre-market. It's a good indicator. I kind of equate it to like watching the previews in a movie. They give the best parts, right, of the movie. You're eating your popcorn, you're like, oh, it looks like a good movie. Or like, oh, it sucks. You turn into a 2-minute critic. That's how it should be like pre-market. You should be a 2-minute critic. Does this look good? Let's see what happens at the open. Let's see what happens in the movie before you make a decision. Be very careful. Thank you so much, Gil. Let's see here. Alejandro asks, Carlos, what do you think about Apple next week? Are you talking options, Alejandro? Please let me know if it's going to be a long-term investment or it's going to be a trade. Please let me know, because if not, there's 2 different ways to play that. So again, just be very careful on that end. Options trade. Okay, let's take a look here. Apple on a 1-hour chart, and you can see just a big fall here. We do own some calls. But again, it's very resilient. Nice little bounce here up 27.35. I think next week, if we can break 220.33, this is going to be my alert here, 220.33. If we break above that, we're going to get back to 225. Again, this is a hot stock, guys. This is an absolute hot stock. We know where Apple is. Apple shipments have not been reported yet. I think we're going to get a better than expected XS report and the XS Max report. Remember, the XR has not been shipping yet. The first shipments of the XS and the XR should be on Friday. Once we start getting some reviews on it, from Consumer Reports and the big guys, the big tech magazines, they're going to do reviews. YouTube are going to do reviews, the reviewers, right? Well, if they give it their blessing, which they should, the X was pretty much not a great phone in the beginning, but then people started buying it. Was the best-selling phone in the world. There's no reason to think otherwise about XS. There was a BGR report, which is called Boy Genius Report. I read them, and they did a benchmark test. The XS Max is the fastest, most technological savvy, ahead of it, just more performance, better performance phone than any Samsung or any Android phone out there. Second place was the XS. So, or the 10S, whatever, 10S, I said it wrong. 10S and 10SR, 10S Max, excuse me. Those are the top two phones in regards to performance. I think with that being said, next week, once we start getting those numbers coming in, we may get some profit target increases from investment banks. If we get anything, we'll definitely tweet it out. FYI, I'm still bullish on the stock and I'm still bullish on options. Heads up. Okay, so good question. Ashish, I missed that. What chart is better when you look into day trade? I've been looking at a 3-minute and 5-minute and the 1 minute. Oh, that's really cool. You're basically scalping. What exactly is buyer seller pressure? You're talking about a level 2 maybe, but I don't trade that way. It's just good to see it. I would not base my trade on 3 to 5 minutes. That's scalping. Not scalping is just too risky, especially with headline risk. I'd rather you check out an hourly chart, confirm trends based on resistance and support if you're trading options. That's just what I do. I do not recommend 3 to 5, so I'm not even going to say that which is better because none of them are good. Gil, I hear traders in the other chat rooms and say futures are up and good day for options. How are futures related to options trading? Futures are based on indices that are commoditized, Dow, NASDAQ, and the S&P, right? Do they make a difference in regards to stocks? Well, Dow does. Again, if Dow futures are up, more than likely the stocks, the 30 stocks in the Dow are going to probably be up with it. But again, you're commoditizing stocks 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's a connection, but don't make it a direct correlation. Don't make it direct. It's there, but it's not direct. So again, I wouldn't want you to base yourself just on futures unless you're absolutely trading it. Again, like I said, the comparison of going to the movies and watching a preview, pre-market futures, same thing. Don't base your whole description on the movie, just on the 2 minutes of the trailer. But again, you can kind of tell where everything's going. Justin, they really need some better names for the new phones. Hey, I don't work for them, man. That's all I could say. I did order the 10S 256 gig model. So again, I'm doing my part as an Apple shareholder to buy phones. So I did upgrade mine. So good question. Any other questions here? Best way to measure check for volume when considering a specific option. Yeah, you're gonna go to trade, and you can see Netflix here. You're gonna go to something called an options chain. If you have any issues, we click us on layout. This is TD Ameritrade, by the way, Thinkorswim. You wanna click on volume and interest, and right there, volume is right there. If you are interested on more where to find volume, very simple. You can type in bar chart. We talk about this in Udemy course, by the way. Udemy course, remember to use the $50 coupon off. You go to options. And you're gonna go to unusual options or most active options. So you click on most active options, and guess what comes up? All the stocks that have the highest volume. That's a good way to start. Just a heads up. Jay. Gil says, to buy a call, you also look at open interest and volume of contracts. Open interest, I'm gonna give you an example. Open interest is the total of contracts being written. So let me make the comparison. I say this in the Udemy course. You're a pizza shop owner. What's more important to you as a pizza shop owner? The amount of pizzas you make or the amount of pizzas you sell? As a business owner, the amount of pizzas you make, you're actually making the pizza, that's your open interest. The amount of you sell, that's your volume. I only care about the sales. I don't care how much pizza you have. That's the supply. The supply I don't care. The demand I care about. So again, focus on volume. Open interest is just background noise. Don't worry about it. Good question, Gil. Any other questions here? Clear as day now. See, Gil, I'm telling you, we do this for a living. We do this for a living. If you like this kind of stuff, you need to do the Udemy course, man. I promise you, you'll love it. You'll absolutely love it. It makes sense when you actually compare it to something that people understand. That's the view of teaching. I read way too many books on teaching. It works. As long as you compare it to something that people can kind of understand, clear as day. Clear as day. Oh, the Udemy course, Gil, is only $150, man. $150, udemy.com. The link is on the Instagram bio. Make sure to use the $50 code Instagram too and sign up for it. Okay, so Jay, is win rate more important or net profit at the end of the week? I think net profit right here to talk about win rate. Well, again, the win rate is important because you want to make sure that you have enough, whereas offsetting losses if you have losses. But you're missing the second part of the equation. We also have runners. So again, today, our 3 bank stocks alone, we had 1 contract on each, made 300% each. That's Citibank, Goldman Sachs, and I believe JP Morgan? No, Bank of America, 3. They made 300% each. And not only that, but Netflix today made 300%. So that doesn't count towards the win-loss in a sense because some wins are bigger than others, right? Some wins are bigger. So again, if you're looking at the pool of everything is relative, then that 300% is going to offset a 0% loss triple time. And yet you still have the win-loss rate. The win-loss rate is basically for a mathematical equation. You need to be, if you have a 0% total loss of a contract, you need to be at least at 72% win rate to be profitable. So as long as we're above 72%, we are profitable. And we have been above it. Not only that, but that's not including runners. The 1 contract runner strategy where you have the stock at break even, the actual contract, and you're letting the winners run 100, 200, 300% as you go along. So you don't have to go around it. That's the way. More information, check out Udemy. Ashish, I'm so gonna butcher that, I'm sorry. Yesterday for Tesla, I saw the big drop. I saw it broke previous resistance, but also had volume and took a bearish position, 1 put. Then it bounced back shortly after, never went down. Why would you lose a jet? Look, Brett, and charge. I'm gonna say this and just gonna make this, I'm just gonna say it. And sometimes it's just what it is. Stay away from Tesla. I've been burned 3 to 4 times, I think 4 times on the stock. It is not rational. It's not a rational stock. It just isn't. It's not a rational company. Headlines, the risk is too great for you to trade it. Don't be contrarian. Stay away from it like the plague. Stay away. Let others mess with it. It's just too risky. It just is. You're gonna get burned every time because no matter what your analysis is, it flips and it's almost not worth it. It's like, why have the headache? There's hundreds of other stocks you could trade. Stay away from Tesla. Stay away from Tesla. Let me just say that. There's not even a but. Just stay away. It just make your life easier. Just stay away from it. Tesla reminds me of dollar yen back when I used to trade Forex. Sometimes dollar yen was a little, honestly, a little more rational because a risk off move would be bullish for the JPY, right? Tesla would have bad headlines and the stock is up, which makes no freaking sense. Okay, they're not profitable. Let me just bring that up. They're a business that doesn't make money. And they borrow and borrow and borrow. Their bonds are going to hell, number 1. That's number 2. Number 2, they're being investigated by the SEC due to a tweet from their boss, from their CEO. So Elon Musk, who I think is a visionary and is great, but doesn't mean he's a great leader. Keep in mind, you could be a great mind, but a horrendous leader. Writing funding secured, first of all, did he file an 8K? We don't know that. So again, now he's being investigated. It's almost like Tesla is up because of Elon Musk, but yet it's being held back because of him. So it's a double-edged sword. Are you investing in Elon Musk or investing in the company? It's a great story, but are you willing to put your hard-earned money here? You'll lose every time. It's just not worth it. It's up 5% on what? On what information? What information did Tesla come out today to make it go 5% to the upside? Absolutely nothing. So again, stay away like the plague. I love the car, just stay away from the company. I heard a trader say, this is from, let's see, Justin evaluation is ain't true. Okay, Gil says, I heard a trader say, we in a bull market, why trade puts? Should we focus on calls only? If you're short-term trading, like we do, within the week or next week, you want to go with the way the market moves. If the market is down 300 points, why the hell are we buying calls? Don't be contrarian. Ride the wave. Oh, I think it's going to bounce here. On what? Ride the wave down. That's it. Don't have to overthink it, guys. Don't reinvent the wheel. Write it down. I'd rather you confirm than predict. Predicting is for weathermen. Forget it. You're not going to make money predicting. What you want to do is to set yourself up where you're writing the wave down, where the stockholders are paying you. Because let's say if you're Tesla, you know what? Forget Tesla. I'm not going to use that anymore. Let's try SPY. SPY, we know the S&P 500 has been absolutely on fire. So let's take a look at the daily chart together. And you can see just straight up, up, and up. Since February, broke the highs. SPY is down near 300. S&P 500, right? So you see, oh, Carlos, man, it's really, really bullish. Great. Let's look at the hourly chart, right? You can see here, now we're breaking it down. If you traded on Thursday bearish, you made money. If you traded Friday bullish, you made money. Bearish on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you made money. Why would you want a monthly call with all that swing when you could have made per day downside money? Break it up, guys. Break it up. Do it weekly and you'll be fine. Just ride the wave. You're thinking too far out and too contrarian. Stick to this, what I'm showing you on the screen. Stick to it. 1, 2, 3. Ride the wave, guys. It's that simple. Ashish, you pronounced my name correctly. Awesome. Anyways, I have a very small account. I can only get 3-day trades in 5 days. I can't really base on volume, price trends, and chart confirmation. However, I tend to sell quite quick. For instance, if I buy for 200 and I tend to sell for 150 or 200 profit, would you say profit is too early? I always say, Ashish, sorry, Ashish, 40% rule. You're 40%, get out. Get out. I want you to hit base hits, man. If you play baseball, base hits. Forget swinging for the fences. I'm a Yankees fan. Giancarlo Stanton is a great hitter, but it's either a home run or a strikeout. Feast or famine. I don't want that. 40%, get on base. I want you to be Tony Gwynn, 370 hitter. Get on base every time. It's like Moneyball. You ever watch Moneyball? He's like, hey, he walks a lot. Yeah, he gets on base. What do I care? That's exactly how I want you to think. 40%, and you compound that. 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. You do 10 trades of 40% profit, that's going to add up. Or you're going to wait for that one big whale to pay you 1,000%. I think the 40% rule works. It's been tested. It's been proven. Ask any one of our 160 members of our chat rooms and our Signal members, and they'll agree with you. Stick to the 40% rule, guys. It's that simple. Have a plan. Stick to it with discipline. You'll be fine. Promise you. And number 2, in regards to your trading, if you convert to a cash account, tier 2 on TD Ameritrade, cash account, no margin, day trader rule is thrown out the window. Don't worry about it. Awesome, awesome. Gil's like, yeah, that's right. Damn, my mind is being blown right now. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for being part of the podcast. Ashish says 40% from now on. Let's everyone give him a hand. He's learning. I love it. Okay, so next question. Ashish says, what do you think about taking a long position for MU and AMD? I love it. I'm actually long both stocks. Love AMD here. I'm actually buying on pullbacks. I like AMD right here. We're right on that trend line. If you want to take a look at an hourly chart, right there, 31 I'm buying. I like it. If you want to take a look at a daily, you can see just straight to the upside. But again, they're making money. I like AMD. I like AMD a lot. I own AMD, and I want you to continue to own it. Micron is absolutely dirt cheap. It's a great stock in a dollar store bin. If you look at valuation completely, if you look at PE ratio, price to earnings, what you're paying for, it's $4.90. Okay, compare that to a Netflix, which is 163 or so. You're gonna get a lot more value. If you can handle the swings, I'm telling you, we can get back to 62. My price target here, I like 60. Hell, I like 80 on Micron. But again, 45 to 60 is not out of the woods. We have earnings tomorrow. I would not advise you to buy ahead of earnings. If you wanted to buy Micron, buy some, a little bit before earnings. I think that we're gonna get with earnings a little bit of a downtrend. We're getting a nice buy-in to a sell-off. Look at the hourly chart. And I said this to our group, to our premium members. I said, on Monday, we're gonna get a nice run up and then a sell-off on Thursday. Whatever we got, a run up to a sell-off. We're gonna probably get that sell-off. If they beat earnings, excellent. And they run up, I'm wrong. I'll take the wrong. But I think we're gonna get a sell-off on Thursday on people taking profits. I still like Micron long-term. Get it, but scale in. Don't buy it all in at one shot. Heads up. Let's see. Any dates or strike price recommend? No, Micron, we're gonna react. Stay away, react. You don't need to jump in to Micron before earnings. We're not gambling. That's gonna be put on black or red. We're not doing that. Any specific options are eyeballing tomorrow? Too early to tell. Too early to tell right now. Can't really tell you. When you see a breakout about to happen through resistance support, Entry roulette would be 20 cents after breakout. Would you take a position once it breaks out? Take the position after the breakout or breakdown. I don't want to hear the words about to. About to means it hasn't happened. I'm willing to give up a little bit of spread, a little bit of money, a little bit of profits to confirm a move than just to make 20 cents on an option. Guessing. Forget guessing. I want to confirm. Are we there? Yes. Buy it or sell it, whatever. But again, confirm first. Don't jump in blindly saying, oh, it's almost there. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, boss. Don't do it. Don't do it. Best way to confirm breakout, full bullish, bearish candle. Yes, hourly chart. When you have your alert soon, let the candle settle, jump right in. Any other questions? If you could talk about the cash account for which broker I've been trading with Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, like we're using. Robinhood, I don't advise for options trading. The platform is absolutely terrible. You get what you pay for, which is nothing. If you are planning to do this seriously, guys, you're going to pay something. Whether it's a signal provider like us, if you need more help, teaching. Again, you're getting what you pay for. If you're willing to invest in learning, this is the way to do it. If you're willing to put your hard-earned money, why not do it with a platform that you know works? TD Ameritrade. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap. You know what you're using. This is something that you're going to be using for life. Robinhood is to buy and sell stocks. You want to just hold? Fine. I don't care. But to trade options, absolutely out of the question. Don't do it. LOL, I've been trading, Gil says, I've been trading the whole, I need to check it out. It's weekend. There you go. Awesome. I can understand that what you're saying about the breakout confirmation. Can you show an example in your chart? Yeah, absolutely. Let's do GS. Right over here on an hourly chart at the open, we had an alert set, broke out right here. Like it broke out right above that. During the hourly candle, we still got in. It even settled to confirm. We bought in, rolled that wave up. Take a look at BAC, same deal. Right at the open, nice little pop up. We got in right within 9:40 a.m. We had a nice little pop up, confirmed, went to the upside. I mean, it's simple as that, guys. If you stick to the system, stick to your system. If you don't have a plan, guys, you're planning to fail. And you're just going to give away money to people like us. Because remember, there's a zero-sum game. There's winners and there's losers. And my team with our GAR Capital is winning. So again, if you're losing a trade, more likely you're paying us. I hate to be that guy, but yeah, I'm being serious. Made $350 on my BAC runner today from the alert chats. Just FYI, doesn't. Justin is a member. Thank you. So if you fucked up, sorry, if messed up on BAC, you paid Justin. Congratulations, Justin. Justin's the man. Our guys are absolutely crushing it. 350%, no sweat. Another day in the office, right, Justin? Another day. Another day. Good stuff, guys. I'm so proud of our guys. They're killing it. Absolutely. Any other questions? All these technicals covered in the Udemy course? Yes. They're in the chapter. Yep. Look at the videos. 13 videos. Everything's in there. Yep. It's all in there. Will this be on YouTube? Yes, Jay, this will be on YouTube. Wow, that's awesome. Any thoughts on HD and Lowe's with some follow through upside of the hurricane? I own Home Depot, shareholder, and I think that we are going to get a little bit of a break. I want to see a break of 212.51. Put that alert, guys. Free alert for you guys, 212.51. You can see I do it like this because this is all I do. So 212.51, put your alert there. If it breaks above that, 215 is the next breaking point. I like Home Depot. I love Home Depot, actually. I think that we break 212.52. It's a Dow component. So if the Dow goes up, more likely Home Depot is up with it. 212.52 I'm looking at. Break 212.52, we'll start looking at some calls. Good stuff. Any other questions? Do you use weekly for options? Yes, we use weekly for options. So let's see if I can answer some of these questions that I had. I think I had it here. Where is it? I think I had it here. These are the questions on options. I mean, on stocks. Let's see. I got a ton. I think the number one is TLRY. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? Tilray? TRY? Tilray. I think everyone, that's the elephant in the room, Tilray. So I'm going to give you my take on it. I talked about this today. I put it on Instagram. I gave my take on it when it came to marijuana stocks. Yes, there is upside. But again, be very, very, very careful. Any stock that moves up 100% in one day, that is not sustainable, guys. There's one thing about Tilray that a lot of people are not talking about. There's not enough shares out there. There's a very small float. Good luck finding people to sell you stock. Heads up. So again, be very careful. I'd rather you be in CGC, Canopy Growth. There's a lot more stock and it has backing from Constellation Brands. TLRI is fine. It moved up. You have to be extremely careful. If you can handle the roller coaster just today, you're a better man than me, honestly, because I'm not going to handle that. Hell no, I'm not. Okay, it went up how many percent today and then dropped. It went to 300, back down to 150, now 199. Listen, I'm not in a casino. Okay, this is not happening. I'm not doing this. Not doing it. So I'm staying away from it like a plague. There's guys I know that have made money on it. Congratulations. Again, maybe you're into roller coasters where you can almost die. That's up to you. I'm not going to do that. Hell, I drive speed limit in my car. I'm not a speed demon. To me, this is somebody who's looking for excitement. If someone's investing in it, fine. But if you're just getting in and getting out, that's not me. Absolutely not. So my thing on Tilray is stay away. And if you are Mr. Excitement and I want to make money like that, be very cautious that you may lose it just as fast as you made it. Remember, guys, if a stock goes that fast up, it can move that fast down. Be very careful. Chart patterns. We talk about the chart patterns too, but not as much in weekly options because sometimes it's just not there. Yes, there's a bear flag, there's a bull flag, it happens. I just can't think of a stock that has one off the bat, to be honest with you. But yeah, for the most part, does it happen all the time? Not really. Not really. All right, any other questions? Do you ever do 4-hour daily charts? Daily charts are for investing. Personally, long-term investor. Options, 1 hour. 1 hour chart, just like the 40% rule, not negotiable, 1 hour chart. Calls and puts. You have suggestions for beginner traders how to trade these? Would you say more calls than puts? I'm gonna break it down simple like this, Ashish. Break down, you buy puts. Break out, you buy calls. So make it easy for you to remember. When a stock is up, call it. When a stock is falling, put it down. Put down the phone when it's down, pick up the call when it's up. That simple. If you remember those things I'm telling you right now, the phone, you'll be fine. Nice. 1 hour, 40%. That's your Bible for now. Good. Get ready to profit because now you have a plan. What a great feeling to have a plan, knowing that you're gonna do something every day. It's gonna be the point, guys, when you start profiting, you don't even think about it. It's just like music. It's like playing a piano. Don't even think about it. You don't even have to see it. It just happens and it flows. When you're a profitable trader and you're smart and you have a plan, guess what? Emotions taken out of it. You're thinking like an algorithm. You're thinking like a computer. In, out, boom, 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 and you start making money. Your account grows. You become more confident, and the more confidence you get, the more you want to continue it. Funny, the things that we do very well, we tend to do more of, right? If you're a good basketball player, what are you gonna do? Play more basketball. You're a good skateboarder, what are you gonna do? You skateboard more, right? But if you're bad at something, let's say you're a bad swimmer, you're never gonna go to the pool. You're gonna go to the pool if you're a bad swimmer? No, I'm not. I don't know how to ice skate. I don't go ice skating. I don't know how to ice skate. I don't know how to rollerblade. Why would I rollerblade if I don't know how to rollerblade? But I can play basketball. I'll play basketball all the time. I play soccer. Same thing. So again, figure out that when you do things well, correctly, with plan and discipline and patience, you're gonna get better. And the more you get better, the more you want to do it. And you're gonna stick to that plan. And the plan, guys, is not negotiable. Not negotiable. Can you mention the meme about it? Okay, it's not a meme. I just made this up. Okay, when the stock is up, it's a call. When the stock is down, put it down. I just made that up. That sounded pretty cool, right? When it's a call, pick it down. Pick it up. Gil says, I'm on fire with the comparisons. Oh man, listen, it's definitely a passion thing, I guess. I just totally made it up. Cool stuff. Any other questions? Maybe it's the Coca-Cola. I noticed downtrends are much more speedy than uptrends. Not sure how that's true. Actually, it is very true. And personally, I find it harder to detect a downtrend and an uptrend. Therefore, I lost more in puts than calls. Let's do one together. And this is Ashish again, who's on fire with the questions. Let's say this is last Thursday. You have a break up, almost a breakout, but it came back down. If you see Friday, on Monday, this kind of candle here on Monday, you would say this is bearish, right? Meaning down. What are you doing? Puts. If it's breaking out, it's a call. Here's the thing, guys, you always remember. Stocks tend to take the escalator up and the elevator down, meaning slow tick, 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 upside, then stocks down, elevator down. Escalator up, elevator down. You wait till we have a recession. I don't know when that happens, but when we have a recession, you're going to see so many opportunities to the downside. So again, if that happens, I don't wish on it anybody, but if we get like a 2008 again with Bank of America, Lehman Brothers and everything, and you start buying puts, you're going to be pretty well off. You're going to be pretty smart. That's the beauty of options. You can trade in a downward, upward market. Ask Jay, who's in this chat. Doesn't matter what market we make money both ways. We've actually made more money on puts than we've ever made on calls. And that's a true story. We've done it. We've done it. Do you Dina asks, welcome Dina. Dina asks, do you think a recession is coming and why? When you say coming, you mean short term? No. I think a lot of people want the sky to fall. It's not going to happen right away. It's not. If I had to gun to my head, when do you think a recession happen? I would say 4 or 5 years. And the only reason why is because it's a cycle. We're going to have a huge crash. I don't know. I don't think so. A correction? Yeah. Remember, correction is only 10% from the highs. That's not that tough. That happens maybe once a year. But an actual bear market is 20%. And an actual recession, depression, now we're talking about GDP contraction. It's a macro thing. Is that going to happen? Guys, wages are up, unemployment's down, jobs are up, GDP is growing, sales are growing, people are shopping, consumer confidence is up, home permits are up, leading indicator of homes. Where's the recession here? If this is a recession, this is the greatest recession I've ever seen. It's not going to happen, guys. Stop wishing on bad things happening. Out of the freaking TV, because remember, the TV sells you on fear. So remember, there's two things when it comes to the media. The media really, really wants you to watch. They get paid based on advertising. And how do you do that? They're not going to say, hey, everything is great. Don't worry about watching. Today's news, life is perfect. That doesn't exist. There's always something to scare you. Again, there's a way of this. It's consumerism. When you put people in fear, they consume more. Look at advertising. Very good. I'll give you a really good analogy. Advertising. Everybody say, you have bad breath? Buy the Crest. Oh, you look bad? You gotta buy these clothes. Think about the things that we sell. Your hair is gray, you gotta have to color your hair. You're going bald, just for men. Your breath smells, you have to use Listerine. It's always something. Your skin is bad, you're gonna have to do this. Shave this, it's always, you're not good enough. It's always fear. Pump people full of fear, murders, homicide, war, famine, everything. Everyone's afraid, people consume. It's the American way. So again, if you watch too much of the idiot box, I call it the idiot box, TV, guess what? You're gonna be freaking freaked out every single day because that's what they want you to be. Again, I'd rather you do your own homework and look at the data before you start making a conclusion that a recession is coming. If you just read every day the National Enquirer, guess what? You're gonna think Bat Boy's real, the apocalypse happened 9 times last year, and you're gonna start seeing some weird stuff. Okay, so like I say, garbage in, garbage out. Stay away from the mass media. You don't need it. Read the real stuff, which is data points. You want to read data points? Forex Factory. ForexFactory.com. I'll bring it up for you right now. This will literally give you legit, no fluff, what is going on in the world. This is the legit data that's been reported. This is housing starts right here. 1.28 million housing starts. That means new housing being built. 1.28 million homes are being built. If there's a recession, why are you building houses? Thank you. Come on, guys. That's simple. Okay. How many contracts do you recommend to buy at the time? Gil, it's 2 to 4% of your portfolio. Dino, what do you suggest to prepare for it? Prepare for a recession? That's a personal finance question. I say cash. Have cash, 3 to 6 months of expenses. So if you ever lose your job, you have backup where you're not worrying about, if you get laid off, you're not going into debt. So again, and not only that, the more cash you have, the more opportunities to buy stuff very cheap, homes and assets. You could buy a guy's car if you really wanted to, if it was repossessed, very cheap. You could buy a home, repossessed, very cheap. You could buy stocks that are beaten down very cheap. So again, cash is definitely king. How much can you tell whether a stock is going up looking at consolidation candles? Man, again, now you're talking technicals. I can't really say that. I'm more of a fundamental trader personally. So again, when it comes to the charts, I stick to just what? Resistance and support. And then when it comes to long-term investing, I'm a fundamental guy. What can I say? Want to invest in Bitcoin? I recommend Coinbase. Very simple. Coinbase is the one I use for everything. Yeah. Okay, great, thanks. Any other questions? You guys are coming in hot with the questions. I love it. Other questions? I guess we're gonna wrap it up then. No one's had any questions. I haven't looked at TD Ameritrade. Do you have any tiers? Tier two cash. That's the one I recommend. Ever heard of tastytrade? I have. I don't use them, so I can't really give you a accurate description on them. tastytrade. I'm pretty sure they're great. I just never used them. I have to try them first. Any other question? Any questions with an S? Hope everyone's learned a little bit today from Webinar Wednesday. I love Webinar Wednesday. Always fun with you guys. All right, Gil, killed it. Ashish, killed it. Good stuff. Awesome. Learned a lot. Jay, beautiful. I hope you guys join us in our group. I'm just going to wrap it up. Not much going on. Justin, I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, as always. No other questions. Webinar Wednesday, always a success. Love you guys to death, as always. Any questions? Social media is at your disposal. garcapital@gmail.com is garcapitalfx.com is the website. Take our Udemy course if you're interested in options trading. The link is in the bio on our Instagram. $50 off using Instagram2 is the code. I highly recommend the course. People love it. We're a 5-star rated course. You will learn. You'll be great. I promise you, if you're interested in it. We'll catch you guys soon. Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. Are you or any other pros live in the chat room trading alongside us? Are you talking about the trader chat room in regards to the options? I don't know what you mean. Are you talking about my team? I don't know what the question is. Trading along, yeah, we trade with you. Every single option we do, we trade it. Ashish, every single one. Every single one we trade. So again, you are not walking alone. That's the Liverpool thing. You'll never walk alone. Great win by Liverpool, by the way, against PSG. They look really, really good. Any soccer fans? I'm a Manchester fan. So United, we won today, by the way. Great game by Pogba. He had a brace today. Beautiful. So again, Dolphins. And forget NFL. Soccer, baby. Soccer. All right, guys. We'll catch you guys soon. Have a good one. Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital, signing off. We'll catch you for next week's Webinar Wednesday. See you then.